Welcome to Ethiopia. For many North Americans, Ethiopia conjures an image of a famine-plagued desert filled with starving children. However, Ethiopia is also the oldest independent country in Africa and one of the most ancient in the world. In fact, there is a long tradition of culture and civilization in this country. Children laughing and playing in a schoolyard may not fit our perception of Ethiopia, but here in the small town of Arbogona, child care sponsors are providing children with education, opportunities, and hope. Ethiopia in many ways is a country with little to lose. The people are extremely poor. The majority of the population is engaged in subsistence farming. In 1974, Ethiopia was proclaimed a socialist state. During this time, Ethiopia was plagued by drought, corruption, repression, and famine. There is a long tradition of Orthodox Christianity in Ethiopia, which was maintained even when all its neighbors embraced Islam in the 7th century. Coptic Christianity actually arrived in the 4th century and would eventually become the state religion. During the years of Marxist socialism, the government strongly repressed the evangelical Christians. Despite this persecution, Christians in Ethiopia and around the world were surprised to learn after the collapse of the socialist dictatorship in 1991 that the evangelical church had actually grown during the years of persecution to more than 15% of the population. While the Christians were being heavily persecuted, Islam was gaining more acceptance in the government and in the population. The percentage of the population identified as Muslim has grown from 15% to more than 40% in the last 30 years. Today, many consider Ethiopia to be the primary battleground between Islam and Christianity. There has been a massive campaign to bring Islam to Ethiopia, including bribes and a mosque-building program. Although Ethiopia faces many challenges, there is a great openness to the gospel, and evangelical Christianity is spreading quickly.
In this time, the Ethiopian people open their heart to the gospel. If they try to communism, they try to read Leninism, Marxism, they try to find peace, they try to find stability, but they can't get it. They are expecting something that getting out of that depressed situation. Because of that, the people of Ethiopia heart is very open for the gospel.
Ethiopia is starved for good education for their children. Only 35% of Ethiopians aged 16 and older can read or write. Child care ministries entered Ethiopia in 2001. Our first school was opened in the small town of Arbogona. They study Amharic, the national language of Ethiopia, English, mathematics, and Bible. Each class also has a physical education period during which they play as well as participate in group games.
We are shaping the mind of the children. We are calling the truth way of our life. Jesus, the truth way of Jesus. Then the student catch this truth, and they never change when they are developing.
In a rural area such as Arbogona, there is little good education available. In fact, this is the only primary school in the town. Not only is childcare providing education for the mind, we are also bringing the gospel to these children. Already the school is making an impact in this town and surrounding areas. Through the school, children are being educated, learning about Jesus, and experiencing their value in God's eyes. Child Care Ministries is working around Ethiopia in towns and cities such as Arbogona, Jimma, Shashamene, and the capital city of Addis Ababa. Along with food, clothing, and schooling, child care sponsors are bringing the good news of Jesus. By impacting children, we are helping to spread the gospel in Ethiopia. Now, while the door is open in Ethiopia, you can be part of this ministry by sponsoring a child. Ethiopians are very open to the gospel. You can help bring the good news of a personal relationship with Jesus to an Ethiopian child through prayer and sponsorship. Wouldn't you like to sponsor an Ethiopian child? With just $21 a month, you can make a difference today, tomorrow, and eternally in one child's life.